Here's a healthy recipe idea for you using multicolored quinoa and some broccoli. I love broccoli. So I've brought some water to a boil in my pot. Now I'm going to be using this pot in two ways. We're going to boil our broccoli and then I'm going to use it to cook our quinoa. So we'll add our florets. Now I'll also add a small pinch of salt to season it. Now, a good indication of when this is ready is when the bubbles come up to a rapid boil again. So this is going to just take a few minutes, which gives me enough time to make a quick dressing. Now, this is an anchovy dressing, quite a savoury, salty flavour. So 3 to 4 anchovies, depending on how large they are. And I'm going to just finely chop them. To season this dressing, I'm going to add the salt directly to the anchovies and then run my knife through it a few times. Done. We'll pop that into a bowl, along with the zest of 1 lemon. And just using a fine grater is always best, just makes life so much easier. Now I'm going to cut that lemon in half. And using my nifty juicer, going to squeeze all of that juice out. Now I'm going to be using 1 cup of quinoa, so I need quite a significant amount of dressing, so really use up all that juice. And the second one. Fabulous. Now using a small whisk, we'll just combine that so those anchovies almost dissolve into the lemon. Now for some extra virgin olive oil, we're going to emulsify this, which means just constantly whisking and getting this vinaigrette quite thick. Looks good. Some freshly cracked pepper. And that is done. Perfect timing because I know the broccoli is ready. So we'll take it off the heat and we'll just strain that. Now you could just throw away this broccoli water, but there's actually quite a lot of flavour in it. So I'm going to use this to cook our quinoa. I'll measure it out. So for my 1 cup of quinoa, I need 1.5 cups that I'll measure out accurately. And then we'll pop this back into our pot. Turn it on. And we'll add our quinoa. This is 1 cup of quinoa that I've rinsed. Now we need to season our quinoa, so a pinch of salt. And now the quinoa is boiling, so we're going to turn it down to a low heat, just as if you were cooking rice. The lid goes on, and we're going to allow this to cook for about 5 to 10 minutes or until all of the liquid has been absorbed. In the meantime, I'll get chopping with all the other ingredients. I've got some tomatoes and some beautiful fresh herbs. Okay, the quinoa is cooked. Look at that. There's no liquid whatsoever. And you can see these grains, they've separated nicely. Now they've just cooled slightly in the pot because now it's time to finish off this warm style salad. So our broccoli, it's drained off well and cooled enough to handle. So we'll just gather it and then just roughly chop it. See how it's not too soft, it's holding its shape. That's what I want for this because when it comes to salads, it's all about texture. So we're going to place this all back into the pot. So broccoli first. And I'm using some canned salmon for this. You could use whatever you like. Canned tuna works nicely. This is just to give the dish some extra protein. Next, our other ingredients. So our tomatoes, I like to season my tomatoes individually. I just find by doing this, they really enhance their flavour. So a pinch of salt on each of them and just squish them together. And then pop them into the pot. I promise you, it does make a difference. We'll also add our fresh herbs, the dill and the parsley, and then all of these almonds that I have toasted and then roughly chopped. Now for some sweetness, some cranberries, dried cranberries, a small handful of them, and our dressing. So we'll just mix it up again to combine it. And then we'll pour all of that over. Okay, now using a fork, and I find this is the best way, so we're not crushing all the ingredients, is to just fold everything together. And look at those colours. You know that this is good for you. Okay, salad is ready. So I'm going to serve a generous amount into this lovely pink bowl. I love a salad that's all chopped up and ready to go. Each morsel is roughly around the same size, so every mouthful you have, you can taste all of the ingredients. Now the last thing I'll add to this is some yogurt. I find the creaminess and the tartness of the yogurt just works really nicely with our quinoa salad. So a dollop of that on the top. And finally, some freshly cracked pepper over the top. What a lovely salad. I'm gonna dig in and have a taste of it. So yum. It reminds me of a niçoise salad, but bulkier with all that quinoa and the tuna and the broccoli. Such a difference, so yummy.